Hi everyone, my name is Jeniussy Putri with NPM 234-11171 from Kelas Manajemen 23C. So here, I'm gonna talk about demand and supply function. The first one I will talk about is what is demand function. The demand function is a function that shows the relationship between price and the quantity of goods or service demanded. The demand function is taken from the buyer's perspective. The demand function formula is used to analyze consumer behavior and prices of goods or services. Basically, the demand function follows the law of demand, namely, if prices rise, then demand will fall, and if prices fall, then demand will rise. From the law of demand above, it can be concluded that the price and quantity of goods are always inversely proportional. This shows that the gradient of the demand function will always be negative. An example of a demand function is, for example, 5 kg variant of brand a rice which was initially sold for 70,000 rupiahs, but the price drops to 59,000. This price reduction caused purchases of brand a rice to increase because many consumers bought it and switched from other brands. Okay, so next is factors affecting the demand function. 1. Consumer income is the target market. If the average consumer in the target market has a high income, then you can set a product price that is higher than the other similar products. But if average incomes are low or other similar goods and services are sold at much lower prices, setting very high prices doesn't make sense. Therefore, determining the right product price must be preceded by research into the market or consumer segment being targeted. If you carelessly determine prices, imbalance will occur. Consumers who have high incomes may be able to buy any goods, but if income is low, then fewer people will buy your product because the segmentation is too narrow. And the second vectors of affecting the demand function is availability and price of substitute or complementary products. The price and the quantity of products available on the market can also be influenced by the availability of goods and the prices of substitute or complementary products on the market. An example of substitute product is, for example, a car with fuel prices and availability will decrease as more and more electric cars are sold on the market at cheaper price. An example of a complementary product that influences the demand function is that higher fuel prices make consumers interest in buying cars with fuel oil decrease. Another example is the scarcity of smartphone chipset production. making smartphone availability scarce and prices rising. The last factors affecting the demand function is future price predictions. Various basic commodities or goods whose prices are expected to rise in the future will be purchased more often when prices are still low. When too many people buy, the availability of finished products decreases and automatically makes the price rise. People who hoard can sell the items they bought at a higher price. Demand function formula. Because the demand function is always inversely proportional, to calculate the demand function and find the curve, you can use the following demand function formula. P is A minus BQ, or Q is A minus BP. P is price of goods per unit. Q is number of goods requests. A is constant number. B, trend coefficient, or negative because it is inversely proportional. Reading the demand curve starts from the top left to the bottom right because the relationship in the demand function is inversely proportional between price and the quantity of goods demand. Scarcity of goods arises when the need or desire is greater than the availability of goods. If a shortage appears, it will automatically affect the price of goods or services on the market. Next is, what is supply function? The supply function is a function that shows the relationship between price and the quantity of goods or service offered by producers. The supply function is used by producers to analyze how many goods are produced. The supply function follows the law of supply, namely, if the price increases, the quantity supplied increases. If the price falls, then the quantity supplied falls. The supply function between price and the quantity of goods offered by a producer has a positive relationship, or is directly proportional. The bidding function used is taken from the seller perspective. An example of an overing function is, for example, if you selling cooking oil, when the price rises, you as a seller will sell all the cooking oil stock to make a big profit. Meanwhile, if the price of cooking oil falls, then you don't sell a lot of cooking oil stock because the profit you get is not big. Factors affecting over functions. 1. Production and service operational cost. High production costs mean the producers will sell fewer goods at higher price. If you are forced to sell in the same price range as competitors, the quantity of goods offered will be less. Manufacturers don't dare to sell more products because if they don't sell, their loss will increase and they won't be able to cover the high production cost. The second factor is company objectives. The price of goods and the quantity offered depends on the company's goals. For example, companies whose orientation is to seek maximum profits will tend to sell products with high profit margins, thereby making products prices expensive. Meanwhile, companies that prioritize the importance of selling products will take less profit so that product prices are cheaper on the market. The goal is so that the product sells better and can dominate the market. Consumers prefer cheap price. Overfunction formula. Because the supply function is always directly proportional, to calculate the supply function and find the curve, you can use the following supply function formula. Is P is A plus BQ, or Q is A plus BP. P is price of goods per unit, Q number of goods requests, A constant number, and B is trend coefficient or negative because it is inversely proportional. When the price of goods rise, as a producer you will sell more to make a profit. Fixed production cost and a higher price allow producers to make bigger profits. On the other hand, when price fall, the number of goods sold is smaller because the profits earned are smaller, or there could even be a loss. The supply curve is drawn as a straight line from bottom left to top right. This means that the relationship between price and availability of goods is always directly proportional. This offer is the number of goods or services offered by producers to consumer within a certain period of time. Thank you for listening my presentations. I hope you guys can enjoy it and have fun of it. Thank you.